What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel for another Football Manager experiment. Today we had the news. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 𝙤𝙗 has been relieved of his duties as Manchester United manager at the time of recording, which is 4:35 p.m. on Sunday the 21st. Sorry, I've got to look at my calendar. On Sunday the 21st of November, it looks like Manchester United aren't going to appoint an interim manager to be their new manager until the summer, when they can potentially appoint someone of these guys that we are going to test out today. What we're going to do is we are going to appoint different managers to the role of Manchester United manager. Today we are going to look at Zidane, Ten Hag, we're going to look at Brendan Rodgers, and we are going to look at Mr. Pochettino himself to see who can potentially do the best job as Manchester United manager. Now, obviously, guys, this is a very loose video. It's kind of a bit of fun. It's just a little play around with FM just to see what can happen with these different managers at the helm. Will they be successful? I don't know. Will they have a good time at Manchester United? Again, I don't know. But what we're going to do is we're going to give them 2 years. I'm going to appoint them at the start of a save using the power of the in-game editor. They will be the manager. There are no transfers allowed in the first transfer window. So they will have a January update, a January transfer window to sort of try and fix things in the first season, then a full other season to see how they get on, see if they win any silverware, and see what ultimately happens and if they can be a success as Manchester United manager. So without any further ado, let's dive in to number one and Zinedine Zidane. So guys, as I mentioned, this is what we're going to do. We are going to be just assigning a manager to Manchester United, and we are just going to be going through and seeing how they got on. As you can see, June 2023, and we go to Manchester United, and this is the Zinedine Zidane save, guys, and he's been sacked. As you can see, Massimiliano Allegri, sorry, is the Manchester United manager now, which is crazy, right? If you appoint Zinedine Zidane as your manager at the start of the save, he's gone. It doesn't look like they've won anything, so let's have a look at the managers and see what's happened. So since Allegri has signed, they've won the Emirates FA Cup. As you can see here, I appointed Zinedine Zidane on the 5th of July 2021, and he was manager for a year and 121 days until he was sacked, which is mad. As you can see down in the bottom left, 65% win ratio for Zidane. Not too bad. 23 games won, 8 draws, 4 losses. Oh, sorry, I'm on Allegri there. There we go. I was going to say that looked like a very good record. 59% win ratio for Zidane. I apologize. 63 games won, 14 games drawn, and 15 games lost. 59% win ratio. No trophies secured for Zizou as the manager of Manchester United. Looking at him as a manager, he's now the 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙗 manager. He looks like a very, very good manager. Great motivating, great people management. That's why a decent amount of Manchester United fans do want him as the manager moving things forward, but not necessarily the most impressive transfers for him. Let's have a look then. So who did Manchester United sign? Obviously, we said nobody could join in the January, and they signed Milinkovic from Fiorentina. He's a very, very good defender. And then in the summer transfer window, they signed Jesus Corona on a free transfer, Kondogbia, Isco, Lee Burge, Karsdorp, Luis Felipe, Maximovic, and Yusuf Demir. Oh, he was sacked. Sorry, he was sacked before Maximovic and Demir. It's just not a good year, is it? It's not a good time for Manchester United. So in his first season as United manager, he finished in 3rd, didn't win any silverware. We'll have a look at their schedule in a little bit of a time. And then obviously with Allegri, finally they finished in 3rd and did qualify for the Champions League. In that first season though, just out of curiosity, with Zidane at the helm, obviously this is all down to their play style, their tactics, and all that sort of stuff. So they started off relatively poorly, actually, drawing with Newcastle, beating Southampton, losing to Wolves, losing to Chelsea. Then a nice little run of form, beating Bayern, Birmingham, and Monaco in cup competitions, either side of Brighton and Arsenal in the Premier League. So doing okay there. Nice little run here. This is a fantastic run here, by the way, from Dynamo Kiev all the way down to Plymouth. So when is that? The 10th of October, sorry, all the way down to the 8th of January, where they beat Plymouth in the FA Cup. That is a hell of a run to go on. So obviously Zidane is doing some decent stuff in season 1. They progress in some of the cup competitions. Unfortunately, lose 3. They play Man City 4 times in a month. What is that ridiculous scheduling? 4th round of the FA Cup in the Premier League, 4th round of the FA Cup in the replay, and then the final of the Carabao Cup, which they did lose 3-2. then they go through Champions League knockout stage. They lose to Inter Milan. They draw 2-2 away, and they lose 2-1 at Old Trafford. Mason Greenwood getting the goal there, and then sort of finish all right in the Premier League, but nothing to write home about. And then ultimately, what cost him his job? He was sacked in October following this 2-0 loss to Arsenal at the Emirates. Not the best start to the season, is it really? 3 losses on the spin, losing to Spurs, losing to Leeds, losing to West Ham, and then getting things in order. But ultimately, fifth loss in the Premier League season by October was enough for Manchester United to get rid of Zinedine Zidane. As I said, at the time of recording, the bookmakers' favourite to take over as the full-time Manchester United manager moving forward. So ultimately, not a good time for Zidane. Let's have a look at Ten Hag, the Ajax manager, and see how he gets on. Okay, so we've loaded up this version of the Manchester United save. As you can see, this time the manager has fared slightly better. Ten Hag is the Manchester United manager still, and they have Kylian Mbappe as a hot prospect, which is very, very interesting. I will say this skin, if you guys are interested, is the Vince skin. It is listed down below. I'm trying it out. I'm not fully sold on it, but I am trying it out just to see what we've got here and how it works and how things look in all the different setups of skins. I am testing stuff out, but this is the Vince skin, as I said. Link is down in the description. Ten Hag, still the manager of Manchester United, so he's already fared better than Zinedine Zidane. He's also won an FA Cup for them as well. 82 games won, 18 draws, 21 losses, 67% win ratio for Ten Hag, which is actually not too bad at all. Obviously with that FA Cup. How has he gone about rebuilding the squad, I wonder? Let's have a look at the transfers. So again, another manager bringing in Milenkovic as well, alongside Benjamin Pavard and Malcolm in that January. And then obviously Malcolm was for the second season. Some interesting players on the way out though. Fred is gone. Hannibal Mejbri's gone on loan. Eric Bailly's gone out on loan. Phil Jones, Reece Devine, unbelievable stuff going out. Then they picked up Kylian Mbappe. They were the team that ultimately signed Kylian Mbappe on that free transfer. But they've also signed Mateus Nunes, 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, Max Aarons and Kerr Smith on loan. Manchester United getting a guy on loan from Dundee United, it doesn't really strike me as that sort of thing moving forward. But Mbappe is nice. In terms of players out though, they've made 95 million. So they've sold Wan-Bissaka to Bayern, sold Dalot to Barcelona. Telles is gone. Tadej Menge is gone. Milenkovic, who they bought the January before, they sold to Spurs a year later. They sold him for 14, and they bought him for 16.75. So they made a loss on him as well. Definitely a high turnover in terms of things. In terms of the tactic though, it is a 4-2-3-1. This is how the Manchester United lineup is looking with Ten Hag as the manager. De Gea in goal, Aarons, Varane, Maguire, Shaw, Nunes, Pogba, Sancho, Fernandes, Ronaldo and Mason Greenwood up top. It looks like a good team. In terms of the Premier League, in that first season for Ten Hag, how did they get on? They finished in 4th with a squad that wasn't necessarily his. 7 losses, 8 draws and 23 victories. Comfortably 4th, I will say, but a little bit of a ways away behind Chelsea and Manchester City at the top of the table. In the second season, he did finish 2nd, 80 points. So the points return, slightly better, but the bar to win the league was also slightly higher, with Manchester City winning the league on 91 points with only 1 loss all season away at West Ham. Liverpool also only had 1 loss in the season. It's absolutely ridiculous how some of these teams can navigate this Premier League season. So Ten Hag, who would be, in my opinion, I will put my choice out there. I think Ten Hag is the prime man to take over at Manchester United, if you ask me. Let's move on to number 3, another Premier League veteran, Brendan Rodgers. Be back in a sec. So on to test number 3, and Brendan Rodgers is still the manager of Manchester United. So maybe it is just the Zidane factor that he was unable to stay as the manager for the course of this 2-season simulation and test. In terms of his record, sorry, I've clicked on the wrong tab there. In terms of his record, 68% win ratio, 75 games won, 13 draws and 22 losses for Brendan Rodgers. Also Premier League champions and Carabao Cup winners last season. Is Brendan Rodgers the man to take Manchester United to the next level? FM seems to think that he's had the best run of it so far. Zidane was sacked. Ten Hag won the FA Cup. Brendan Rodgers won the Premier League and the Carabao Cup in that first season. That is baffling. Brendan Rodgers, fair play to you, man. In terms of the transfers, what has he done in terms of their transfers? 3 out of 3, bringing in Nikola Milenkovic, and he's also brought in Big Charles from Club Bruges. Demand More FM would be buzzing with this one as a Manchester United fan, bringing in Big Charles, who he's using in his save. On the other side, they sold Jesse Lingard. They've loaned out Fred. They've loaned out Phil Jones in that first season. Into season number 2. He's brought in Frank Kessie on a free, Yusuf Demir, Omar Richards, which is another one, an interesting loan that they've brought in. I think he's a much better prospect that they've brought in than the dude from Dundee United. And they also brought in Jeremy Boga from Sassuolo as well. On the outgoings, not as much turnover this time. A couple loans, Phil Jones, Fred and Nemanja Matic all going out on loan as well. In terms of the money makers, Andreas Pereira's left, he's gone to Wolves. And that is pretty much it, guys, in terms of the transfers. In terms of the tactic, this is how things are looking in Brendan Rodgers' side. De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Maguire, Richards, Kessie, Pogba, Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, and then Cristiano Ronaldo up top. So not as much focus on the youth as Ten Hag had Mason Greenwood in the starting lineup from the word go. If we take a look at the Premier League then, so Brendan Rodgers in his 2 seasons at Manchester United has finished first and a very close second. So in that first season with Brendan Rodgers, 92 points and a Premier League trophy, 4 losses, 5 draws and 29 victories in the season. A very, very good season for Manchester United. And then in that second season, narrowly pipped by a point by City rivals Manchester City. I think Brendan Rodgers has done very, very well. Also, he's picked up a Carabao Cup, guys, which is fantastic. If we go back to Manchester United, just out of curiosity, I did see in that second season that Manchester City had signed 𝘼𝙗𝙤 𝙈𝙚, which, you know, goes without saying. It's Haaland, isn't it? So they started the season off Community Shield, lost it in the second season. Let's have a look at the first season. Come on, guys. Let's have a look at the first season. So this is the season that they won the Premier League trophy, go through in their Champions League group, relatively straightforward. Win the EFL Cup, so the Carabao Cup, they won that one, relatively straightforward. That was a quarter-final. Sorry, guys, my apologies. Into the final, they beat Leeds United in the final. They beat Leeds United at Wembley 2-0, relatively comfortably there. Nice results in the Premier League. Out in the, third round of the FA Cup, thanks to the hands of Watford, conveniently the team that just beat Manchester United, to see Ollie lose his job to prompt this experiment. And they went out in the quarterfinals of the Champions League to Liverpool. No real surprise there. And then they beat Liverpool on the final day of the season. Into the second season, again doing very, very well in these competitions. A nice little run of consecutive victories here. Obviously there is a World Cup to account for in this second season. Into the finals of the trophies, quarterfinals of the FA Cup, knocked out, where is the EFL Cup? Quarterfinals, hands of Chelsea, not the end of the world there. And in the Champions League, first knockout round, losing to Napoli, rather disappointingly there for Brendan Rodgers, but a very nice performance in the Premier League. So ultimately, Manchester United fans, it's up to you what you want to achieve. On to the last manager, it's Big Poch. So this is the fourth and final one, and we started with Pochettino and we end up with 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙗 as the Manchester United manager. So 2 of the 4 managers that we appointed in this test got fired, and Mauricio Pochettino lasted a little bit longer than Zidane. 58% win ratio, also picked up a Carabao Cup. So Zidane actually the worst of the 4 managers that we tested here. Games won 55 for Pochettino, 18 draws, 21 losses, but ultimately, yes, did pick up that Carabao Cup. He has then since been sacked and has been replaced by 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙗, who's only been in the job 3 days at the time of this simulation, which is the 1st of June 2023. So it looks like Poch has actually done a decent amount of this himself. If we go into the transfer history, who has he signed? Jeremy Pino. That is a fantastic signing, by the way. 2 loan signings. 𝘼𝙗𝙗 coming in on loan is crazy, and spending 80 million on Brozovic as well is that's a big signing. Brozovic for Manchester United, that is a very, very big signing. Box-to-box midfielder, I'm not really sure he's exactly what United need. Then in the second season, they signed 𝘼𝙗𝙗, and they also signed a Kanji from Dortmund, so he does very well then. In terms of transfers out, Lindelof is gone, Fred's gone, Cavani's gone. Matic is gone as well. Tellez, Bailly, Phil Jones, Pereira all go out on loan as well. In terms of the tactic, this is how everything is looking. Again, it's another 4-2-3-1. In this particular instance, I think it's only because De Gea is injured. Henderson's in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane, Williams, Brozovic, Pogba, Sancho, Bruno, Rashford, and then Mason Greenwood. It's nice to see Mason Greenwood up top. But 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪, I think he's a very, very good and underrated player in this year's FM. So that is an actual good pickup from Manchester United there. In terms of their fixtures and their schedule, obviously they did win that Carabao Cup in that first season. So it's a very mixed start to life in the Premier League as Manchester United manager for Poch here, going out in the third round of the Carabao Cup on penalties to Liverpool at Anfield, despite Jesse Lingard getting a goal. Then they had a nice little run November, December, and the wheels kind of fall off beyond that. February, struggle. Into March, picking up points is really, really tough here. Going out of the Champions League at the hands of Real Madrid, losing that first game away at the Bernabeu 3-2 and then drawing 1-1 at Old Trafford. Also going out of the FA Cup, the fourth round stage. Not really good enough for Manchester United. So you can see why he was sacked here. Going into the second season, he still had a job. Started the season much better, following a loss to Liverpool. A very nice month of August, victories against City and Spurs as well, quite positive. Moving things forward, this is obviously the year with the World Cup, so he's obviously won the Carabao Cup whilst that madness has been going on. Let's advance through a little bit more. So they win the EFL Cup final. 𝘼𝙗𝙤𝙪 scoring the decisive goal in extra time against Manchester City. And then, yeah, you can kind of see towards the end of the season why in the Premier League things weren't really going for Poch. So Liverpool win the league first year. Manchester United finish in third. And then Manchester United finished in 7th in the Premier League, which ultimately prompted the board to get rid of Pochettino, which is very, very interesting. So we ran the test on 4 managers, guys. 2 of them got sacked. 1 won the Premier League. That was Brendan Rodgers. 1 won some silverware in Ten Hag, but I feel Ten Hag is a much longer term process that Manchester United ultimately need to take them back to where they want to be. I think Brendan Rodgers is a little bit more of a quick fix, but that's my personal opinion. Let me know down in the comments if you are a Manchester United fan, who would you want as the new Manchester United manager? I didn't run anything with Carrick or Fletcher because I think they'll only be interim managers at best, guys. But that is where I'm going to leave things for today. If you have enjoyed this little simulation video, please do drop a like on the video down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And until next time, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'll see you on another one very, very soon.